James for three.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas.
Isang mapagpalang Sabado sa inyong mga teammates. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes. At ito ang programang Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV. Welcome sa mga teammates natin na nakikinig sa atin via DWAY 104.3 FM Care Radio sa Bicol, sa DXFE 1197 The Good News Radio sa Davao Region, sa DZRK 106.3 FM Radyo Kapit Bisig sa Palawan, sa DXAS 1116 Your Community Radio sa Zamboanga. Tayo rin po ay napapakinggan via online streaming sa Facebook page natin sa Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas, at sa FEBC 702 DCAS o kaya sa febc.ph. Greetings po sa ating mga kaagapay na madalas makinig sa atin, si Ben and Maricar Loriaga, Rosemary Garmino, Perlita Hinahon Takneng Novelo, Nora Cancela, Faustina Habla, Coach Glenn Gopez, Aquila Cadelinia, Edwin Villeza, Nilo Divina, Lordan Molion, Aaron Ray Gacho, Andres Mendoza, Teresa Quevedo, Ronnie Plata at Edita Magno. Sa pagbabalik po ng Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas, our guest is bata pa, isa pong taekwondo athlete sa Benguet State University. Sa pagbabalik ng Puso at Lakas.
Time out muna kapatid! Magbabalik ang Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas.
Mga kaagapay, may bagong GCash QR code ang FEBC Philippines para mas mapadali at mapabilis ang pagpapadala ng donations gamit ang GCash. Kung hindi pa po kayo pamilyar sa GCash, ito po ay isang mobile app na pwede ninyong gamitin para magbayad ng bills, bumili ng load at magpadala ng pera. At ngayon, mas madali na ring makakapag-donate gamit ang bagong GCash QR code ng FEBC Philippines. Ang bagong QR code ay matatagpuan sa ating website, febc.ph, pati na rin sa official social media pages ng FEBC Philippines. Kung nais ninyong mag-donate gamit ang GCash, siguraduhin isave at iscan ang ating bagong QR code. Ito ay isang magandang paraan upang makibahagi sa ating misyon para mas marami pang maabot ng mensahe ng pag-ibig ni Hesukristo. Maraming salamat po at pagpalain kayo ng Panginoon.
Ito ang 702 DZAS.
702 DZAS.
Agapay ng Sambayanan. Kasapi sa KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas. Pusong kampiyon. Siya na nga, luha at galak. Mga sikreto ng marugdog na ensayo at pagtatagumpay sa larangan ng sports. Pusong kampiyon.
Magandang hapon mga kaagapay. Our guest is a black belt first dan sa sport ng taekwondo. Siya ay isang varsity player ng Benguet State University Wildcats. Let's all welcome Emerson Salvo. Hi Emerson.
Hello po Coach. I'm happy to be here po.
Emerson, no? Ang taekwondo, nag-originate sa Korea and then sumikat sa Pilipinas, no? I think sa mga sila Monsur del Rosario, naalala ko ang isa sa mga sikat na nagta-taekwondo, no? And
Yes po.
gusto ko lang malaman na paano ba nag-umpisa yung love mo dito sa taekwondo?
Well, it all started po when I was in grade 2 po. And we just joined the GCF Metro Baguio. And when we joined there, siyempre si Mami rin po kasi open po siya sa mga kwento ganun. And na-meet po niya yung dalawang mag-couples po, husband and wife, si Sir Melvin Morte and si Tita Judette Morte. So, nakwento ni Mami about our past sport was karate and it was not going well kasi medyo na bigla po kami actually doon. And sinabi ni Sir Melvin no na why not you bring your kids on our gym, Taekwondo, UFC Taekwondo. And sinabi ni Mami ko na sure, we'll go there. And kami ni Jilliana noon di namin alam ano nangyayari noon. So we just said yes. So when we got there, ang daming bata noon, katulad lang namin noon. And when we started our training, ang laki ng difference compared before na we're doing some drills, pero for us it's really fun. Hindi siya yung talagang pressuring na kailangan mong gawin to precisely. You can do it like in other aspects you want. So dahil doon na-enjoy namin and we managed to learn how to kick and mga proper ways to block, ganun, lahat-lahat. And we really enjoyed it. So we asked our mom agad na bring us back here the next day. Kaya until doon nagsimula lahat. Yun, we joined competitions, we joined promotions, we got a lot of medals, ganun. And it was really fun. Kaya yun po.
Nagulat lang ako, no? Kasi started from karate and then taekwondo, no? Pag sabing karate, correct me, baka mamaya mali itong sinasabi ko. Pag karate, more of punches, pero may kicks din. Ang
Yes,
taekwondo naman, baliktad, more on kicks, pero may punches din, no? And ang importante in any sport, no, is the kid will enjoy, no? Ilang taong ka ba nun when you started
I
taekwondo?
was somewhere 5 years old or 7 years old po ako nagsimula.
Wow, batang-bata, no? And nagtaka lang ako, bakit hindi ka masyadong nag-enjoy dito sa karate? Is it because of maybe rigid yung instructor or hindi maganda yung level of instruction na hindi siya naging fun sa mga tinuturuan?
I would say yes, the level of distraction talaga po. Pero back then kasi yung mga ka-training rin po kasi namin are mainly adults. Kami lang po ate yung bata noong time na yun na nagte-training. Kaya we have to join their training rin. Kaya nabigla po talaga kami on our first time. Kaya hindi po kinaya nung first.
Mabibigla naman talaga kahit naman sinong bata. Pag ang
Yes
mga
po.
kasama niya, imagine that you mentioned 5 years old. Pag sinama ka sa mga adults na 15 years old, hindi pa nga adult yun, no? Teenagers.
Yes po.
Ang layo ng diferensya, yung agwat is 10 years, no? Lalo na pag kasama mo mga adults, maybe 20 years old, 21, 22, it's not fun anymore kasi kailangan mag-catch up ng mga bata kasi yung instructor, hindi niya siguro alam kung paano mag-adjust when isang grupo, different ages, hindi naman pwede yung mode of teaching niya, isa lang kasi mabobore naman yung matatanda kung ang pagagawa, basic. Kung yung pinapagawa naman is, wag nating sabihin basic, maybe advance ng 1 or 2 or 3 steps than the basic. Kawawa naman yung beginner kasi bigla naman kailangan niyang sumabay. And was that yung ba yung na-experience mo na wala yung fun kasi it became more of training, dapat makasunod?
Yes po. We really have to do it specifically talaga sa sinabi ng coach. Dapat precise po talaga nung time na yun. Kaya yun, kailangan po namin mag-adjust po talaga nung that time.
Mga bata pa lang kayo, no? But
Opo.
alam mo, when God closes a door, may mga bintanang binubuksan. And ang nabuksan nga is yung taekwondo. And maganda ang taekwondo kasi una, kasama siya sa Olympics, no? I think it was in 1988 sa Seoul, Korea, nung Korea was the host, that it became one of the sports na mga bago na may mga kategorya na pwede ka nang manalo ng medalya. And do you remember yung unang sessions mo na sa taekwondo? Dahil tumuloy-tuloy ka eh.
Yes po. The first set. Wait, what? Wait.
It's more of, naalala mo ba na because nainganyo ka nag-enjoy ka For you to, for you to enjoy the sport and then the sport captured your heart, malaki impact sa'yo nun
Yes po. So, yeah, I mean, sa first sessions ko po so far, when I was a kid. So, yung coaches kasi back then, including Sir Melvin talaga, they're really, really, very energetic na magturo talaga nun. Especially, having, kasabay ko rin yung mga ka-age group ko rin nung time na yun. So, it's not just, focus at training, pero it's also socializing rin kasi. And especially when Sir Melvin was there, parang ni-recognize rin pala na namin si our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ while training rin po. And each and every training, before we start a training rin, meron silang pinapagawa sa amin na yung meditation part before the start of training. Parang it's where we clear our minds first instead of parang bringing the problems outside the gym. Dapat clear dapat yung mind mo bago mo gawin yung training kasi pwede yun maging hindrance mo yun while you do your training kasi noong time na yun when I was a white belt. So I was shocked na may ganong part ng training nun. Kasi I was expecting when it comes to training, puro tayo exercise na to, puro tayo, pagod tayo niyan, masakit sa muscles lagi niyan, ganon, lagi tayo masasaktan, ganon. Pero it's different when we started our training there as a white belt. And of course, our coaches back then are very strict rin kasi. Pero bumabawi naman po sila ng onting kulit rin po sa amin after. So, one small mistake and they introduced, may pinakilala po actually sa amin na si Mr. Spanky. They have a stick. Back then, they called it Mr. Spanky na lagi nilang pinapalo sa ground. Kaya takot kami nun kapag nagkukulit kami dun. Pero it was really fun when we were a kid kasi we build up our discipline there as well, starting as a white belt and especially as a kid. And na-apply pa rin namin yun till this day. Thankful for them. Kaya yun pa.
Gusto ko ng ganun, no? May Mr. Spanky, no? Na, kasi, mga bata pa kayo nun. Imagine 5 years old, 6 years old. Yung edad na yun, ang kukulit nun, di ba?
Sobra po.
Hindi lang isang sit-sit. Siguro mga 2, 3, 4, 5 times bago talagang kailangan mo ng ilabas si Mr. Spanky, no? To do the role para, balik yung disiplina. Kasi mawawala rin sa focus, no? Yung mga bata. And what makes Taekwondo different from the other sports? Na martial arts?
Well, if for me, what really got me the most was the meditation part. And comparing from other sports, kasi Taekwondo is not mainly for just kicking or self-defense or anything. It's really focused about yourself. Kasi for me, growing up in Taekwondo, it really molds you, not just physically, but also mentally, spiritually. It's really about all of the struggles, all of the process through all of the trainings, all of the pressures, ganon. It really molds you. Talagang it improves the way you act, parang ganon, the discipline, your self-esteem, lahat po. And it really changes you sa lahat ng mga napapagdaanan mo through Taekwondo.
Alam mo,
and especially being humble rin pala. Of course, sportsmanship and everything. Talagang, I remember when our coaches talaga, if you really got a gold, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Kasi it matters talaga is the experience sa lahat ng mga competitions na sinali mo. Kaya that what makes unique sa Taekwondo kasi it's not about the fame, the glory, the medals, ganon. It's about yourself. Ganon po yung goal.
Emerson, himay-himayin natin yung mga sinabi mo, no? Self-esteem, no? Bakit self-esteem, no? Kasi sa iba, pinapasok yung kanilang anak dahil siguro lelembot-lembot, no? Mahina yung katawan, lelembot-lembot. So gusto naman yan na medyo matikas, may tayo, di ba? Maganda yung tayo. At the same time, hindi mabully. And I think if you know taekwondo, oh, 'di ba? Marunong ka na. Tapos you're going up the ladder, no, from white to the next color of the belt. It means that medyo may skill ka that you can harm. Tell me more about self-esteem. Bakit tingin mo na nagkaroon ka pa ng added confidence?
So about sa self-esteem kasi throughout the sa mga competitions that we've journeyed through kasi I myself rin kasi may competition rin pa rin kasi back then when you were a white belt. So throughout sa journey namin from white belt talaga, like it boosts your confidence kasi sa mga competitions talaga kasi the exposure rin po kasi. And talagang when you're in the court talaga, you're in the middle of the fight or sparring part dun sa talagang yung pressure talaga, yung galit ng coaches mo, yung sigaw ng mga ka-teammates mo talaga dun. Talagang laki ng tingin nila sa iyo na kaya mo to, and ikaw talaga na you're in that fight na hindi mo alam ano nangyayari na kasi lahat ng mga na-training mo, lahat ng mga pinractice mo sa training, lahat ng mga skills, mga techniques na mga binigay sa iyo ng coach, parang nagiging blanco na sa ngayon sa utak mo. Kaya what happened there, it really helps me to mold my confidence talaga, boost my confidence talaga, from white belt until now. I mean, I admit naman until now, nape-pressure rin pa rin naman talaga ako kasi of course, grabe talaga the feeling talaga when you're in game talaga in the middle of the fight rin. Kaya
Oh,
it boosts talaga there.
alam mo, Emerson, sa taekwondo kasi mabilis, no? Split second, maling move spells victory or defeat, no? So dito, ang labanan dito is being able to react and then counter. 'Di ba? May counter punch ka, may counter kick ka, and yung level of thinking dito, paano mo ipoprocess yun, mabilisan eh. So, what kicks in is yung training mo, di ba? What kicks in is during your training, maybe you were put in this situation na at least ready ka na. But, hindi mo naman mahuhulaan yun kasi mabilis lahat eh, no? Sobrang bilis, no? And yes, when people are shouting na kaya mo yan, it builds confidence na you are prepared for this moment and kaya mo, no? May binanggit ka rin na discipline. Bakit kailangan yung discipline?
I mean, it's really, discipline is also part of the tenets of taekwondo rin po kasi there's this time rin kasi there are some players rin kasi na they know taekwondo, they know everything, but the discipline is not there. Especially they have gold medals, they have a win streak na dami nilang titles, entitlements, or kilala na sila, they have the fame, lahat. Pero they don't have the discipline talaga. They're very nagiging bossy na sila ganon. They still have no respect pa rin kasi ganon. I mean, I also teach rin kasi, so I see the players rin kasi na parang minamaliit ka ng ganon. Kaya parang hayahay na sila sa training dahil they know a lot of things. They joined the national team, ganon. Pero, discipline is very important talaga kasi with discipline takes part in your career as in taekwondo. I mean, that's really important. Yun naman talaga yung una ma-introduce sa'yo. Talagang hindi lang naman discipline yung matatanggap mo through the process pati rin yung pagiging humble mo.
Mm-hmm.
Talagang may maintain mo pa rin yung pride mo sa loob mo talaga through the training talaga of discipline. Kasi discipline is very important talaga kasi you have a lot pero may pagkukulang pa rin. Yun yung magiging tingin ng mga coaches pa rin, yung may kita nila talaga. Or you're good nga pero you lack discipline talaga. Yun rin yung hinahanap rin ng mga coaches rin usually rin po. Kaya ganun.
Alam mo yung pagiging walang disiplina, especially pag nananalo na. Binanggit mo na may mga medals na, may mga trophies. Pumapasok dito yung arrogance or kayabangan or pride, no? In fact, sabi nga sa Biblia, no, na God opposes the proud, but He gives grace to the humble. Yung mga nanalo, when they feel that they are on top, medyo slack off. Pag nag-slack off, magpapabaya ng konti, di ba? Because pumasok na yung pride. Champion ako, no? Nawawala yung being humble in victory na ano pa rin you are still a student of the game, no? Kailan ba hihinto yung learning? Hihinto lang siguro yung learning sa isang atleta or isang taekwondo jin ang tawag, no? Tama ba? Or athlete. Pag siya ay siguro coach na kasi hindi na siya magko-compete, no? And pag nawala ng disiplina, diyan nag-umpisa na yung player pabagsak, pababa ng pababa dahil nagpabaya, no? Emerson, ano ba yung moment sa'yo na hindi mo makakalimutan dahil masakit? Pag sinabing masakit, ito yung mga defeat na medyo talagang iindahin mo.
Recently po, nag-compete po kami sa Karasuk sa Mountain Province.
What is Karasu?
Karasuk is similar as Karaa, regional po siya. And I don't know the abbreviation po ng Karasuk kasi medyo nakakalito rin po talaga na Pero Karasuk is battle between state universities within the region. So kapag Karasuk po, makakalabanin po namin ang Benguet State University versus Abra, Mountain Province, Apayao, Kalinga, and the rest po. And during Karasuk rin po kasi, before Karasuk, ang dami po talaga namin trainings talaga. The push is there talaga, yung pressure talaga is there. Yung pagiging, talagang pushy talaga naging makulit na rin yung coach. Talagang kating-kati na talaga na, gawin mo yan, i-cancel mo yan, pasok mo yan. Ganon, basta lahat po. Dami po namin na-apply na tapos bibigay sila lahat ng advices. So, during the game rin po, grabe to talaga yung kaba po namin to the point na the day before day before our fight talaga, in the middle of the night, nag-i-sparring po kami in the middle of the night. Study sparring po kami noon, tapos nagme-meditate po kami lagi. And sobrang kaba, talagang hindi po kami nakatulog nun sa sobrang kaba kasi dami po namin mga kalaban talaga. And during that fight talaga, grabe po. Nakikita ko na yung mga kalaban ko kasi stress po ako nun, bantam weight. And in-expect ko kasing tangkad ko lang. And unexpected pala, grabe. Ganito po yung size namin. Ito po ako. Ito po yung mga kalaban ko. So, grabe po yun. Hindi ko in-expect na ganun pala katangkad ang bantam. So, in-advise na ako ng mga coaches na dapat malapit yung mga laro ko, break ko yung mga attacks nila para makapasok ako sa loob kasi kapag nasa loob ako, pwede kong i-attack doon imbes na malayo ka kasi malalaki yung mga paa nila. So, during the game, ang taas talaga na expectation ko sa sarili na kakayanin ko to. Sinubukan ko ng best. First round, nakuha niya yung first round actually. 1 point yung lamang. So parang nasa 9 ako, tapos siya yung 10. Na pressure is on talaga there kasi yung coach po namin is talagang galit. And second round, talagang binawi ko talaga yon kasi nagising na talaga ako doon, kailangan ko talagang ipasok kasi so anong nangyari noon na point gap ko na rin po siya noon. So malaki na po yung lamang noon. So it was like 6, tas ako is somewhere 15 or I don't know. Nakalimutan ko na po noon. Pero na-motivate na ako nung time na yon. Pero the third round, same po. Maayos naman po yung flow ng laban po namin until last second po nakapuntos po siya noon ng 1 point. So ang nangyari is na natalo po ako sa fight na yon with 1 point. So, the last score nalala ko po yun was 8-9. Ako po yung 8, siya po yung 9. Kasi nung time ng third round na yun, ako po yung nasa league nun. Nasa 0, tas ako nasa 5, tas naka 8 ako nun. Kaya nakahabol po siya nung time na yun ng 1 point. So, nung after the game talaga, it was my first fight actually. So, nasa elimination round po kami nun. And, na-disappoint ako kasi natalo ako ng 1 point nun. And, I cried. Kasi, it was also selection for SQA. And SQA is a national game talaga representing your university rin as well. SQA is, naganap po yun sa Camiguin this year. And, nasayang ko yung opportunity na kunin yun. Kasi seeing my friends, my teammates, umangat sila lahat. And I only natalo agad ako sa elimination round. And grabe talaga. And hindi lang po yun. That was just sparring. Pero when it comes sa PUMSE, yung hindi po combative, it's the part where you perform talaga, the forms. I volunteered sa coach na, kasi talaga, my forte is really PUMSE, not sparring. And sinabi ko po sa coach ko na why not I join the individual or mixed pair. And the coach denied kasi may mga iba po kasi kaming mga ka-teammates na kailangan represent na lang sila na lang. Kaya why not mag-team PUMSE ka na lang. So I agreed kasi I'm still part of PUMSE. So I joined there. Pero at least we managed to beat the other colleges and we got a silver medal. Pero it was still a disappointment rin para sa akin and for my coach kasi the only way that you can join the nationals is getting a gold medal. And hindi ko na-achieve yun. I was this close. Talagang nakaabot na lang kami sa silver medal, tas sa sparring, wala. And seeing my other teammates, especially in PUMSE, nakaangat sila. And they managed to got in sa SQA without me. And ayun. Also my friends, lahat may mga kaibigan ko sa college of Public Administration, nakapasok rin sila sa SQA. Gulat rin po ako nun. Kaya naisip ko nun, shucks, mag-isa ako na lang natira dito na hindi makakasabak sa SQA. And I was really bad kasi it was really new to me talaga na dumating ako sa point sa defeat talaga kasi parang that was like hindi naman sa first time pero nakaranas ulit. Kasi usually rin naman nung bata po ako is usually nakaka-medal ako, nakaka-gold medal ako karamihan nun. Tapos ngayon na nawala na lahat. Parang ganun po. And nung nakauwi na po kami sa Baguio nun, I really cried. After that, nag-breakdown po talaga ako. And I start doubting myself na parang I was about to give up as well. And that time rin kasi, during the sparring kasi there was like, may difficulty rin po kasi ako. I actually have a fractured bone here. And yun rin naging hindrance rin kasi nung sa sparring nun. Kaya after the sparring talaga pumunta rin ako sa medic nun kasi nag-swell na po yung elbow ko nung that time after na sparring. Hindi ko lang namalayan pero hindi ko talaga ma-straight nun. Kaya I also cried for that kasi nag-join ako ng sparring knowing that I already have a old injury na Kaya I was thinking na is this the end kasi ganito yung state ko and am I too old ganon? Yun na hanggang doon na lang ba talaga ako? Ganon. So, I really cried. Kasi seeing my other friends na umangat tas ako lang yung naiwan. Yun talaga yung hindi ko kinaya. Kaya yun po.
Tingin mo what can you learn from what happened? Ano ang mga natutunan mo? Dahil natalo ka, tapos hindi ka nakapasok sa SQA, in every defeat, no? Or every win, there's a lesson that you can learn. Tingin mo, anong tinuturo sa'yo ng Panginoon?
It showed me that in each defeat that you make, it gives you a new chapter to fix it gives you a new chapter on your journey talaga. Siyempre, we learn from our mistakes. Alam naman natin lahat yun. And after that defeat talaga, I mean, you really have to accept it. Hindi mo lang i-accept yun, pero you also have to fix it. Kaya sinasabi ko po new chapter talaga kasi that's the part you start all over again. Parang figure out another path to achieve your goal talaga. Hindi ka lang talaga nakatutok sa isang path lang talaga tas all in ka na doon. Dapat may plan B ka na rin doon. And yun yung na-learn ko talaga. And in-open ko rin yun doon sa church rin nun. And sinabi rin nila na it's okay. We have to learn our mistakes as well. Yun rin po yung sabi ni Mami. And there's always next time. And next time, you have to train more kasi. You have to really know your mistakes. You have to train more. You have to accept defeat talaga. And it's okay to lose kasi nga kakasabi pumatak rin sa utak ko rin sinabi rin ng coaches ko dati, it's not just about winning or losing. Just like my mom said nung bata rin ako, natalo rin ako dati nung competition, is it's okay to win or lose as long as you enjoyed, as long as you have fun talaga sa sa competition na yon. As long as you enjoyed, at least may experience ka na, yun yung goal. Kaya yun po.
Emerson, sa sport, no, dalawa lang naman yan eh. Either you win or you lose. Kung sa chess may draw, no, may pangatlo. But dito, bihira yata yung draw, no? It's either you are magnanimous in victory or you just really have to suck it out na talagang natalo ka, no? Gusto ko yung binanggit mo, no? You have to admit it, and then you have to learn from it, and eventually you have to forget it. Yung forget is wala ka na magagawa sa past eh, but you learn from it. Now, there's always a story, no, na there's always a lesson. So, ano ba yung mga mistakes ko, di ba? So, ililista mo. And then, kung alam mo yung mistakes mo or weakness mo, then you have to work on this, no? And then then have a training plan. And then, syempre, importante dyan is yung mindset, no? Yung iba kasi coming from a defeat, hirap bumangon. But, yes, it's just a game. But to others, it's not a game. I know that others pour in a lot of hours. So I cannot say na it's just a game because they love what they're doing. Ito yung passion nila. Pag natalo sila, masakit talaga. Ako used to be a coach for 20 years. Pag natalo, hindi pwedeng sabihin sa akin, it's just a game. Ang dami naming preparasyon na inubos dito. Ang daming luha, di ba, pawis, di ba, tsaka dugo. No? Dugo dahil you poured everything on this, no? Kung hindi mo makakalimutan yung talo, no? How about naman yung mga greatest joys, victory na hindi mo makakalimutan? Meron ka bang game na kahit natalo ka, masaya ka, or talagang nanalo ka, then masayang-masaya ka?
I mean, just like nung sinabi ko rin po nung natalo ako, nandun talaga si Mami nun na she was really there, na she really comforted me na it's okay, you're still a winner naman either way. Kasi at least you were there in the first place. At least ikaw yung naranasan mo yun. And when it comes to victory naman, yes, I was happy rin kasi. I mean, I remember when I was like elementary pa rin. I was like grade 6 or grade 5. We joined the National Pumse. So, it was national rin po nun. And we were, Team Pumse rin po yung nangyari nun. And yung mga kalaban po namin are mga matatanda na po, mga college or high school na rin po yung mga kalaban namin. We were the only elementary yung time na yon. I called it a victory kasi kami po yung only elementary na nagkaroon ng medal. Kasi sa bracket po namin, sa lahat nun are seniors. Senior and black belts. Tapos kami lang po yung LM na brown belts. So kami lang talaga yung nag-iiba sobra. Tapos pinakompete kami dun sa bracket na yun. So we have to, the pressure was there talaga na to the point na before kami nag-compete nun, nasa CR kami lahat nun. And di namin expect na magkakaroon kami ng medal after nun kasi ang gagaling po talaga ng mga kalaban po namin. And may picture yun na kami lang yung tatlong maliliit, tas lahat sila matatangkad, tas kami lang yung nakaganon na may medal, tas sila rin may nakaganon. Kaya grabing victorious rin po talaga yung time na yun. And I also remember when I was in white belt rin. And my first event nun was sparring. Yung first competition ko, yun yung first na gold medal ko actually. And di ko rin po alam ano yung ginagawa ko na sa first competition. Basta sinabi lang po sa akin na sipain ko lang yung kalaban ko kaya ginawa ko na lang po yun. I was not oriented on paano po yung sparring nun. And yun po. Actually, ang dami pong mga victorious rin po na nakakatuwa. And there are also some defeats rin na nakakatuwa rin naman po. Kaya hindi naman po lagi na depressing talaga yung outcome ng defeat. Kasi my mom really teach me how to accept defeat talaga. Kasi without defeat, paano mo may improve yung sarili mo lalo? Kasi if there are defeat, there are ways to fix yourself, to improve you more talaga. Kaya defeat is also very, very important rin para sa akin po. Kaya ganun po.
Alam mo, ang advantage ng isang manlalaro, no? As compared sa mga spectators, no? Yung mga nanonood, no? Minsan yung spectators mas marurunong pa sa mga naglalaro. Pero they will never experience victory or they will never experience defeat. Kasi only those who participate in sports, no? Yung nasa arena, yung mga naglalaro, yung nakikipag-compete, no? Parang mga warriors, no? Or parang mga gladiators, no? And the thing I like most about sports, hindi lang siya no? It doesn't teach character, no? In fact, it reveals character, no? Kasi sa sport, pag natalo ka, either magmukmuk ka, maging iyakin ka, or mag-bounce back ka. Ang gusto natin sa sports is for you to learn from anything that would happen, no? Either mabugbog ka. When I say mabugbog, talagang talong-talo ka. No? Ang score ay lopsided, no? Or ikaw naman ang talagang lamang na lamang, di ba? Binugbog mo sa score, talagang panay puntos mo, no? And it reveals your character. Kasi how does it reveal your character? Pwede kang maging mayabang, pwede kang maging hambog, or pwede kang, instead na lumaban ka, you just quit, no? And talking about character, anong tingin mo ang mga na-develop sa'yo ng sport na taekwondo? Anong mga character traits sa'yo ang nag-improve? I'll give you an example. No? Pwedeng mas naging disiplinado ka. Di ba? Ano yung mga bagay na kung hindi ka atleta, kung atleta ka, lalong na-enhance itong mga character traits mo?
In all of my experience po, ang dami pong character na naging outcome po in every na pinagdaanan ko po actually. I mean, there are times na naging mayabang ako nun. Pero doon na po yung part na my mom comes in talaga na pagalitan ako, ba't ka gaganan, that you should. Kaya there are also times na rin na nagiging humble rin po ako. There are times na nagiging iyakin rin po ako. There are a lot po. Pero overall naman po, sa lahat ng mga experience ko, maraming characters nga po. Pero it all comes into one talaga. Talagang the sense of sportsmanship talaga yung kalabasan in one time talaga. Even though after ng mga awarding ganun, talagang kino-congratulate ko talaga yung mga nakakalaban ko ganun, even though they lost or they won. Kino-congratulate ko actually sila. And I respect them talaga. I actually make friends with them actually. And ayoko naman po yung maging tipong ano naman talaga na just because you're nakakuha ka ng gold na you know everything na ganun or you're very good at that na tuloy-tuloy na yung consistent na yun, no. So not just discipline yung na-farm ko rin doon is talagang yung the term sportsmanship talaga yung nag-build up sa akin doon. Yung camaraderie talaga.
Alam mo, Emerson, ang importante sa taekwondo, no, once you win is yung sportsmanship, no, na you consider yung mga nakalaban mo na hindi siya hindi siya kalaban. Kalaban in the sense na kasi 'di ba sa sports, you play, sabi ng iba, you play against, no? Sa akin, mas maganda yung you play with another one. Kasi kung against yan, paano kung wala siya? Magkalaban pala tayo, magkaaway tayo eh. You play with each other. Sabi nila, yung competition is to bring the best in both competitors. Pareho kayong gumagaling, no? Hindi yung tinalo kita, mas magaling ako sa'yo, down ka. But here, pareho kayo, it's a coming together. Yung competition is a coming together that both of you will become better at the end of the game, no? And yes, it's because of the world, no? Yung world is parang we compete, parang magpapatay. Hindi eh. Ang word talaga doon is we play with each other. Kasi kung wala kang kalaro, walang competition, no? Unless nasa pumsay ka. Kung pumsay ka naman, hindi ka naman pwedeng magpumsay, no? Kasi mga kaagapay, pag sinabing pumsay, exhibition sport. Hindi ka naman pwedeng mag-exhibition na ikaw mag-isa. Dapat, diba, there should be 2, 3, or more to be called na there is a competition among others, no? Tingin mo, kung ikaw ang coach, ano ang hinahanap mo sa isang atleta na naglalaro ng taekwondo? Ano yung mga hinahanap mo sa isang atleta?
Actually, for the first talaga, physical-wise, hinahabol po talaga namin is yung flexibility talaga yung una naming habol. Kasi ang laki po talaga ng advantage ng flexibility talaga when it comes to taekwondo. And when it comes in a different context naman, ang habol ko as a coach, if I were a coach, yung pagiging obedient. And gusto ko po talaga yung estudyante ko talaga is talagang well-disciplined, obedient, very respectful talaga. I mean, okay naman po maging energetic yung estudyante mo naman kasi okay, kwento ko na lang po. I mean, recently po kasi I became a assistant coach rin po kasi. And so far naman, it was really fun naman to teach kids, mga white belts, newly white belts talaga. And at first, masakit sa ulo and talagang yung tiyaga ko nun was very small nun and talagang medyo nagalit ako nun. Pero with the help of with the head instructors po, sinasabi po naman sa akin kung paano talaga i-treat talaga yung mga students ganun. So, talagang binaitan ko talaga yung mga students. Medyo strict, pero talagang minomold ko talaga sila ganun. It's okay naman na magalit sa kanila kasi they also have to know talaga na dapat there are sometimes talaga sa training dapat seryoso. So, yun talaga yung pinakita ko sa mga students talaga and luckily, lahat sila magaling silang sumunod and the parents were happy talaga na seeing their child talaga improving from their training talaga. And dami na nila natutunan and ina-apply na nila sa bahay. Ganun. Tas nakakatuwa na po yun. And one of my students actually told his mom na, "Ma, pwede pa natin i-adopt si Sir Emerson, gawin ko siyang kuya." Ganun ba yung sabi niya? Kaya nagulat ako nun. And it was really, talaga sa first part talaga sa pagturo, it was hard. Pero when you reach to the end talaga, it was very, very heartwarming talaga and very memorable talaga kasi seeing my students talaga nun na kasi mga head coaches ko pala, they gave me the responsibility talaga to take care with the white belts. So seeing my students talaga na after the promotion na naging yellow belt na sila, it really medyo nakakaluha siya talaga kasi seeing your students talaga na naka-achieve na doon talaga and ikaw mismo nag-award ng yellow belt sa kanila that time and giving them a speech, ganun. It's really proud na seeing my students talaga na grabe. Hindi ko in-expect na nabigay ko yung knowledge ko sa taekwondo sa mga students and talagang na-apply nila doon, naging yellow belts na sila noon. That's really my first time talaga na maka-achieve ng ganun and I'm really happy talaga and I cried rin after nun talagang the amount of proud talaga sa sarili and seeing my students rin talaga na may iba na niyakap na ako saying thank you sir ganun talagang first time ko talaga maka-encounter nun and talagang dami nagsasabing thank you sa akin ganun. It was really fun and seeing talaga na turo ko talaga lahat sa mga students na discipline, talagang obedient and talagang all of the key aspects talaga of being a good athlete, nakikita mo na talaga sa mga estudyante talaga. Seeing them in the future na makikita mo na sa palarong pambansa na sila, gano'n. Nakikita mo talaga yung potential talaga nila doon. Kaya, gano'n po.
Alam mo, it speaks volume, no? Volumes yung kwento mo na for the students to become, to step up, no? To make it to the next level, which is yellow belt. Siyempre, kung hindi magaling ang teacher, walang matututunan yung estudyante. Kung yung teacher ay bulakbol, bulakbol rin yung yung estudyante, no? And binanggit mo, no? It's important that the students are obedient, or I'll use the word teachable. Kasi pag hindi teachable, medyo magkakaroon ng clash, no? Tapos respects authority, no? Sa mga teammates mo, ano ang mga napansin mo na bakit itong teammate mo magaling, ano yung mga meron siya, at ano yung mga hinahangaan mo sa kanya?
Ay, first of all is, grabe pa talaga. When it comes to my teammates talaga, pagiging energetic talaga nila sa laro, yun yung gusto ko talagang i-achieve. Talagang, kasi nowadays talaga, ang taekwondo talaga is like playing chess, pero through kicking talaga. And, na ano ko naman, pero gusto ko po talagang i-achieve talaga yung talagang ma-outplay mo talaga. That's the one I'm trying to achieve as of now. Kaya, yun naman po so far.
Binanggit mo energetic, no? Another word for energetic is passionate, no? And when you are passionate with what you are doing, syempre, magiging creative ka. Hindi lang creative. You want to be the best person you want to be. Kasi yung passion na binigay sa'yo, plus yung talent, yung skill, you want more. And for you to become better, no? Nandyan na yung discipline, di ba? Nandyan na yung uh, you work harder than your other teammates kasi gusto mo to achieve it, no? And ano naman yung mga tingin mo yung mga pitfalls, no? Yung mga hindi maganda na nakita mo sa teammates mo or sa ibang tao na they fell from grace kasi nagpabaya sila. Ano yung mga tingin mo pwedeng ikabagsak ng isang taekwondo player?
For me, is voice pride. Sa totoo lang po. Kasi talagang, I have some teammates rin po na talagang nakarating na sila to the point there, ganun. And, tas kapag sa sobrang pride nila, then the next competition biglang rock bottom na po nila. Tas doon na po sila magbe-breakdown after. Parang doon na nila ma-realize na grabe ba't ang pride ko doon sa part na yun. Parang ganun po yung nangyari nun. Kaya, actually, I call it, it's pretty common naman po na maging prideful po sa isang atleta po when it comes to taekwondo rin po kasi not just because of competition rin kasi it's because of joining some mga national teams po ganun or achieving something talaga, for example PTP ganun or in any kind of aspects po talaga. And just because you join there or you train there, it doesn't mean na kailangan mo maging prideful kasi we're all the same naman po talaga. It's just yung skill lang po talaga yung ano. Pero there are some point naman kasi just because you're good at there, expect mo naman na may mas magaling pa sa'yo. And dahil doon, of course, you have to learn from it naman talaga. And kaya yun lang po naman po sa akin so far is pride.
Alam mo, sabi nga nila, no, pride, atang nito, pride comes before destruction eh. Di ba? Una muna yung kaibangan hanggang mamaya pabagsak ka na, no? May tanong ako sa iyo, Emerson, sino ba role model mo?
My role model po, shucks, ang dami.
In your life, na talagang siya ang naging example mo no, sa buhay, why you strive?
First of all, it's si Sir Melvin po. Kasi ever since I was a kid talaga, he was really there talaga teaching every detail talaga ng pumsi ko nun. And pinapagalitan pa ako nun. Also si Sir Jordan. Now is nasa ano nata siya, nasa international or national, I don't know. Pero both of them talaga, they became a role model talaga sa akin. Especially si Sir Melvin. Kasi parang nagiging tatay na rin po siya nung time na yun. For me. And talagang, ang laki po talaga ng guidance niya when I was a white belt. And proceeding talaga until after they left na rin. Pero when they left talaga and went to the US, marami pa naman siyang teachings na naiwan sa amin na na-apply ko naman yun to this day. Talagang grabe talaga yung tutok ni Sir Melvin sa amin. Yung every inches, yung measurements talaga ng stances mo, how do you do your proper side kick, talagang dapat naka-butt in, ganun, dapat yung point toes, use your ball of your foot, everything po. And paano mo yun i-actually apply yun in real life scenario rin, yun dun ako nagulat po kasi Pumsi talaga is for more on talagang poses, ganun. Hindi ko in-expect si Sir Melvin na doing those stances na ma-apply mo yun actually in real life. And for Sir Jordan naman po, na naging role model ko po talaga siya ever since rin kasi nung all of his exhibitions, all of his teaching rin as well as in Pumse talaga is really talagang grabe talagang impact nila sa akin nung bata po ako. Also, there's one more thing pala po is si Sir Fernand. He's now in the US and grabe rin po yung teachings rin po sa akin when it comes to sparring. And si Sir John rin po. Sorry po, marami po kasi akong model ngayon. Kasi sila po talaga yung parang pillars talaga sa akin kaya ako nandito ngayon. Parang sila talaga yung foundation ko na talagang paano ako napunta sa Taekwondo. Si Sir John and si Sir Fernand talaga yun yung nag-mold rin sa akin sa sparring. And without them talaga, hindi ko na po talaga alam. Especially si Sir Melvin, siya talaga yung pinaka-first talaga na the reason why I'm here today talaga as an athlete talaga in Taekwondo. Siya talaga po talaga nagpasimula lahat. Kaya I'm thankful talaga for him na he showed up talaga in my life. Yan po.
Alam mo, without mentors, no? The one who would disciple you, no? To make sure that you'll become the best athlete that you could possibly be. Malaking bagay yon. Kasi kung walang magtuturo talaga na pagtsatsagaan ka, mahirap. Medyo siguro it will take more time bago mo maabot itong pagiging black belt. Also, it's because biniyayaan ka rin ng Panginoon. Binigyan ka ng lakas, binigyan ka ng talino, at binigyan ka ng mother, no? Na who would be there every time na you would compete, who would be there sa lahat ng mga training sa'yo. Alam mo, ang Panginoon talagang mabait sa atin, no? I'd just like to share this verse sa'yo sa Lamentations 3 verses 22 to 23, sabi doon, Lamentations 3:22 to 23, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. So teammates, sa mga gustong maging atleta, no, kagaya ni Emerson, kailangan yung magtiyaga, kailangan yung mag-ensayo, the same time, always be humble. Diba? Always give thanks in everything. Maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig, mga kaagapay. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes at inyong napakinggan ang programang Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS, FEBC Radio TV, agapay ng Sambayanan, miyembro ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Magandang Sabado po sa inyong lahat.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas, sa pakikipagtulungan ng Fellowship of Coaches and Athletes at ng Far East Broadcasting Company Philippines.